Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Let me ask you, are you a sole proprietor and are you trying to build up your business credit so that you can get business funding? All right. And one other question is, do you have bad credit? All right. So if the answer to all three of those is yes, then this video is for you because we're going to actually be talking about sole proprietorship, okay? Not DBAs, not LLCs, not S Corp, not C Corp. We're talking about people that have not registered their business. They are just sole props, and that's how they operate. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. If you're operating as a sole prop, you're missing out on money, okay? You're missing out on protection. Okay, this is very important because you as a sole prop, if anything goes wrong, any type of liability, all that liability is going to fall back in your lap. Okay, and so that's the reason I continue to tell you guys, as sole props, you really need to take into serious consideration of structuring your business. I don't care if it's an LLC. If you need help with that, click the link in the description to get it registered as an LLC. But we actually specialize in corporations, and the reason is because we try to look at what the financial institutions look at for us, trying to help you raise more capital. So that's the reason we structure you a little different. Now, for those of you, again, that have bad credit and you're trying to get access to funding and stuff like that, and you're sole prop, here's some of the things that you need to take into consideration. Number one is having the right bank account. This is one of the best things that anybody that has a sole prop can do for yourself. Making sure you have the right bank account. I'm not talking about a community bank. I'm not talking about a Navy Federal credit union type of bank. I'm actually talking about working with the major banks. And the reason that you want to work with the major banks is because they report your financial transactions to the business credit bureaus. Okay, even if you're sole prop, because you have a business bank account with the major banks like Chase reports to Experian Business, Equifax Business, Small Business Financial Exchange, and the share with Dun and Bradstreet. You have Citibank with Equifax, Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange, and share with Dun and Bradstreet. You have Capital One Bank, especially Capital One. And speaking of Capital One, because they report to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchanges, share with Dun and Bradstreet, they have the easiest credit card you can get for a sole prop with bad credit. As long as you have at least a 580 credit score, you should be looking at their Capital One Spark Business Card, the gold card. Okay, so I'll put it up there so you can see what it looks like. But here's the thing about it. Again, the reason that you need to have these type of banks, because it helps with your business bank rating. All right, I know a lot of people are worried about a DUNS number, a paydex score, net 30s. That's not more important than your business bank rating, your business banking relationship. That's more important than a DUNS number, okay? And in order for you to get funding, most financial institutions, they will overlook your DUNS number. They don't care. You can have 100 DUNS number, a 100 paydex score. They don't care about that. But what they do care about, how long you've been banking, what type of accounts you have open, what's being shown on your business bank credit profile. Okay, this is the things that they're actually looking for. Now, for many of you may not ever heard of NAV. You need to start monitoring what's going on with your business credit profile so you can know if I'm getting trade lines reported properly. Now, here's the thing about it, getting trade lines reported properly is that they won't show up as the name. Okay, so if you have, like I said, a Capital One card, okay, because you have a Capital One card, it's not going to report as a Capital One card. All it'll report as a financial institution. But signing up with NAV, it's going to show you what your DUNS number is. It's going to show you what your Experian business credit score is, what your Equifax business credit score is, okay? And you need these type of resources if you're serious about being a business owner, okay? Now, like I said, for most people, they're worried about net 30s and paydex scores and stuff, but when you're talking about funding, those things don't play into play. Net 30s, paydex score, DUNS number, there's usually like when you need equipment, but for your business, say that you have a food truck, or say that you're a janitorial type of service or something like that, then that's when you would worry about those things. But when it comes to just funding, that's not the most important. And another thing that you need to understand, and this is so important, is that with you making your deposits, you should be making at least either daily or weekly deposit. So the more activity you got going on as a sole proprietor, depositing money into your bank accounts and stuff, this is what helps build up your business credit. I know there's one thing that I'm gonna tell you guys: do not, because this is going to create an IRS audit. If you have a sole prop with an EIN number and you want to switch over to an LLC, you do not use the same EIN number, okay? You're going to create an audit, all right? Or you're going to create a real bad tax mess. I should say it that way. So do not do that. If you have questions about helping set up your EIN the proper way for a new structure and stuff like that, click the link in the description. That being said, let's move forward and talk about more of these business credit cards you can get with a sole prop. Now, some of these credit cards are secured, some of them are unsecured, all right? But the best thing about these here cards is they report to the Business Credit Bureau. So if you have a sole prop and you have bad credit, then you may want to look at Bank of America. Bank of America, they have a secured business credit card. And the great thing about it, it reports to Small Business Financial Exchange. And guess what else? That information is siphoned over into Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, okay? So granted that you may have to put $1,000 up front for this type of secured card, but at the same time, it's helping build up your business credit, all right? Now, the next one is TIFL. Now, TIFL reports to Experian, Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet. Now, the minimum you need to put with TIFL is $500 for their secured card if you have bad credit, okay? But again, making sure you have these type of accounts reporting, this is more important than net 30s, and that's the reason you should be doing them. Now, the next one is Corpay. Now, with Corpay, they report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, all right? Now, Corpay is a net 21, okay? But it's an unsecured card, and you have to have at least a 600 credit score, and they do a pull on your Experian FICO 8. Okay, so that's something you need to understand about it. With Corpay, usually to get the card, they want you to have at least a $2,500 revenue. So that's very little revenue, and you have to have it for at least 6 months. All right, so that's not bad. Now, the next one is Divvy. Now, with Divvy, they offer you a unsecured card. It's like a charge card. Now, here's the thing about it. They offer weekly payments, repay, bi-weekly repay, or monthly. It just depends on the amount that they actually give you. But they do work with sole proprietors. So that's another one, especially if you have revenue, but you just have bad credit and stuff like that. They still will take a look at you. And they report to Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is siphoned over to Dun & Bradstreet as well. All right. Now, the next one is A to B gas. A to B gas card. Now, with the A to B gas card, net 7. Okay. Excuse me. It's net 7. Experian, Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet. Okay. Now, here's something that you do need to know about A to B gas. You do need to have your EIN and your driver's license. You do need to have that. Now, the next business credit card you can get that's unsecured, it's a charge card, is Torpago. Now, with Torpago, they report to Small Business Financial Exchange and Dun & Bradstreet as well. All right. Now, the last one on the list is CostPay Visa. It's a charge card, but it reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, Dun& Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. So now you have this array of business credit cards that you can actually help build up your business credit as a sole prop. Again, I would not encourage you to continue operating as a sole prop. I would actually